guys, Harsh here, back with another video, and this video I'm going to show you how you can make a 250 size racing drone. So let's get started. Okay, so for this build I am using the NACE 32 as the flight controller, and as you can see I have already soldered the pins on it. The FSI6 FlySky with the PPM receiver, and we will be using the PPM on this. So the power distribution board, little ESCs 20 amp, 2300 kV race star motor, brushless of course, 5030 prop, is that 5030? Yeah, 5030 prop, 1500 35C LiPo battery. So let's start building. Okay, so start off by soldering the ESCs onto the pads right here, and make sure that these are positive negative perfectly aligned, because if you do not pay attention you will screw up, you will destroy everything and your drone will not fly. So let's solder them and see how it looks. So this is what it looks like after soldering all the ESCs, and I have also soldered a GST connector because the ESC don't have BEC, so they do not power the NACE 32, so I have to solder an external GST to the 5 volt of the distribution board. And now we have to solder the motors. So these will go like this on these pads, these small ones, and don't worry how you solder them. The direction can be changed by just simply switching these two wires or any two wires. Okay, so once you have soldered all the ESCs and motors, make sure that these are counterclockwise motor and they will spin only counterclockwise. Otherwise, if you spin them clockwise, this screw here will unscrew and you will lost your prop with this knob, which is very hard to get, and your machine will fall. So make sure that the counterclockwise motors are in the cross. So I have one right here and this is the one right here, and do that same to the clockwise motors. This is the one right here and that is the other one, so it will make a cross. Now take your NACE, and I'm going to use some nylon nuts and some screws to mount it on the frame. So take your nuts and just place them like on the holes right here, and then just screw the nylon studs on the place, so just like that. Okay, so I have mounted all the nylon screws on it. So take your power distribution board, and right now this will be on the side. So as you can see, there's a little arrow which shows the front. So this is the front, this is the back. So mount these like that, and make sure that the USB port is not facing this way, so you can connect it anytime you want. So place the board on top of it like this, and take some more nylon screws to mount it. Now take your main body frame, and I have already stick some screws in it, and I just glued them in place so they will not move while I'm working, because you cannot hold 16 screws at the same time. So I have to make them stuck in place, and I used just some quick glue, and you can easily remove them or replace them once you broke an arm or something. So use some nylon screws like these, and then place the board on top of the main frame like here, and then just screw these on the bottom. Now what you have to do is take your arms and then just place them onto place like that, and you need to apply some pressure over here, and they will just snaps into place. And do that all to all the 4. So once you have placed all the arms, flip the whole frame over, and then take your second main base, which is this, and it is very similar to I must say it is the same thing. So just place it over this and then align it perfectly with the other screws, and then just press it in like that. So once it's done, now screw them in place with the supplied nut. Now we have to mount the motors. First you need to check where is the front. So the arrow, this is the front. So according to the NACE firmware, the clockwise motor is to be here and here, and the counterclockwise are to be here and here. So the black is the clockwise and the red is the counterclockwise. So place it like that, here and here, and the red one over here and the black one over here, like that, and then just mount them in place. Now it's time for the connection. So nails front, first, second, third, fourth. So the first motor will be this motor. Just take the wire of it and then just plug it in the first port, which is right, and make sure that the signal wire is facing up. So there's a signal wire facing up, so that means the inner side is the signal and the most outer side is the ground. So same here. So all signals in one line, all ground in one line. Now take your receiver and then just place a double-sided tape on it and just stick it to the back side of the drone, just like I am doing right here. So take the back side and then just stick it in place and then just press it gently so that it will not move again, like that, and then connect the pins of the ppm to the channel 1 of the NACE32 and to the channel 1 of the receiver, because it says ppm/channel 1, so the channel 1 will be the ppm of it. Now take your micro USB cable and then just connect the NACE32 to the computer. Now on your computer, open up the Clean Flight app. It is a Chrome app. So then connect your drone to the laptop or the computer, and it will automatically connect. Then you can calibrate the accelerometer and just click on that to calibrate it. It says calibrating, so it will take a few seconds to calibrate. Now go on to the motors tab, and here you will see all of your 4 motors. So just check on that box and then slightly move the bar to upward and connect the battery to your drone. So the motor 1 will start spinning, and then you can change the wires if it is moving in the wrong direction. And as you can see, here's a little picture of it. So the one motor is supposed to spin clockwise, the second counterclockwise, the third clockwise, and the fourth again counterclockwise. So once you have checked all the motors, then go to the receiver. Now here you can see there are many different options for the auxiliary port. So there are a total of 8 auxiliaries, but we need to only focus on the roll, pitch, yaw, and the throttle. So turn on a transmitter and then just put the receiver on the ppm settings, and then you can visualize what you are seeing. So if I move a little bit the yaw, you can see it will move slightly. Same with the roll and the pitch and with the throttle. So it just need to make sure that your transmitter and the receiver have a solid link, and then you can go to the configuration, and here you can select the many types of quadcopter such as the Quad X, and there are a lot of many quad planes to build. So I prefer Quad X 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4 and the motor structure. And here you can select the ESC type protocol, so it is the PWM for mine, and there are a lot of more settings. So once you are done with your programming, you can just click on save and reboot, and it will just save the data and then reboot the flight controller, and then you can disconnect your drone. So once the programming is done and you have corrected the directions of the motor, now it's time to clean up some mess. So I'm going to arrange all these ESCs perfectly and hide this wire somewhere and use some electrical tape to wrap the ESCs around this arm. Now we are going to mount the standoff to the frame. So take some long screws, pass them through the bottom like that, and then just screw them in place like that, and then you can just tighten them off, and you have to do with the 7 others. Now take some zip tie loops, and then you can just take the receiver antennas and then somehow put them like that, and then just you use the loop and just pour it through the antenna and then stick it tightly so it will not move around that much. Same to the other one. Okay, so this step is optional, but you can mount the FPV camera onto the quad. So before that you need to mount this harness, which you will get with the camera and the transmitter. So this camera here is a mounting system for it, and just use a long screw to mount it in the hole present on the pin. Then just connect the power, video out and the ground leads to the camera, and then just level it as you like it to make the angle of it, so when it flies it will keep the front view in the line. Then take your top plate, and as you can see I have mounted the transmitter onto the top plate with using some zip ties and double-sided tape. So just use the supplied screws to mount them in place. And for the GoPro, here is the sliding mechanism of the GoPro, so mount it right here. Now we can mount the props on the motor. So keep in mind that this particular prop is the clockwise prop, so it will go on the clockwise motor. So take your front here and then just screw it, and then just mount the clockwise propeller onto the motor, and then just screw it in place. And sometimes you will get confused by the tightening and the rotation of the nut, but you can learn it pretty easily. So like that, just mount all the 4, and then just take your FPV antenna, and I am using the circular polarized antenna. So just, it is a very simple step, just screw it in place and then just fly it. So you have built your